Hello everyone, I'm Alicia. Welcome to my Beautiful Nights channel. For this video I wanted to make a new beaded bead with you guys, and it's spring and it's almost Easter, and so I thought I would do a floral print beaded bead. And I actually already have one that's floral print, but that one is round and it has flowers going all the way around it, and it's made with seed beads. And so this time I wanted to do that one that was bigger and used more beads, and so I came up with this barrel shape here. Now this is my original design that I came up with, and it looks really pretty. And by the way, you're probably wondering why it's so big. That's because this is my demonstration piece. I was going to show you how to make this bead with the larger beads because it's kind of hard to see how to do it with the teeny tiny beads, so I was going to do a demonstration with this one here. And if you look here, I have this brown bead in the middle. This is actually like a vine connecting my flowers together all the way around. So anyways, I made this. I thought it was pretty, but there's so many beads in here, 120 beads, believe it or not. That's a lot for a beaded bead. And so I wanted to see what other color patterns I can come up with. And I know that there are so many more color patterns to do than I have created here, but I really love this one so much that I decided to ditch this color pattern and do this one. And I'm going to show you. It's continuous all the way around, and it has a large hole, so you could put this beaded bead onto a chain, cord, whatever you want. I'm thinking that this is like a 2mm hole, maybe a little bit bigger. And I really like how the beads look on just a simple, thin, dainty chain. Because there's 120 beads in it, it's a lot, and because there is actually a lot of work put into this, I think that it just really shows off its beauty on a simple chain. But if you want, you can make several of these and put them onto a necklace. Do like 3 or 5. A long necklace would be cool. You can hang them like this. Put a head pin through here. You'll have to put a bead on head pin and then pass it up through here. Do another bead at the top and do a wire wrap loop. But yeah, there's so many different ways that you can use these. So to make these, I use these beads here. These are from Beebeecraft. I will leave a link down there in the description bar for you guys. And I actually used every color in this box to make these beads. And here's what my other ones look like. Now, I have to say, this one here, I thought this one was going to be my least favorite, but I'm actually really loving this one. I thought this one was going to be my most favorite, but I actually think that this one doesn't look as good. I think this one is prettier than that one. So anyways, what I did is I made 4 beads, and I used all the colors in this box. I used these 3 here to make this bead, these 3 here to make that one, and those 3 there, and those there. So I just wanted to show you guys how cool they look using all these different colors. So anyways, this is what I'm going to show you guys how to make. It's going to be a lot of fun, and it's a really great project that you can use so many different ways. And I was thinking that this would also be cool as a Christmas ornament, but it's really heavy with the glass beads, so I'm probably going to use faceted plastic beads for this if I do decide to do a Christmas ornament with this, and I can totally change the color pattern, do whatever I want, and that would be another cool project to do. And by the way, the beads I used in this one are from this box here that I got from Beebeecraft. And so it is easier for you guys to understand what I'm doing. I will be using these larger 6mm faceted glass beads so you guys can better see the design, because these beads are so tiny. They're actually pretty small to work with. Okay, so again, I will leave a link for the 3mm rondelles down there. They're from Beebeecraft, and a link for the 6mm faceted glass rounds down there. So make sure you check that out. Here is the list of materials you will need to make this beaded bead. Now, I will be doing the same color layout as I did with this one here. The only thing I'm doing different is I'm swapping the hematite colored beads with purple. Okay, so you're going to need 5 feet of 10-pound monofilament, and you're going to need either 3mm or 4mm beads, and you can use rondelles or rounds. Now I'm going to go over how many of each I'm using here. So again, I'm making the same one that I have here. I'm going to be using 45 teal, 54 pink, and 21 purple. You're also going to need tweezers and maybe even a bead awl, because when you're working with the smaller beads, sometimes you get into tricky little places and you can't get the monofilament to go through, so I use tweezers to pull it out, or I use my bead awl to open up an area so I can pass through easily. So this is a list of materials, and remember, I always put the list down there in the description bar along with the beads. I will put those down there too. We're going to start by making the end of the bead here, where the black beads are at. So I went ahead and I colored the ends of my monofilament with nail polish. One is red, one's black. And I'm going to start by picking up 6 beads. And we're going to crisscross both of our ends through the 6th bead. Okay, so here is the 6th bead. Taking my other string, I'm going to crisscross through the bead just like that. Now I'm going to put both ends together so they are even and bring this bead down and find the very center of our string. And right there, here we are in the middle, and I have my 6 beads in a circle. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 4 pink beads, okay, and I'm going to do this on my right side. So I'm using my red string for this. Three and 4 crisscross through this bead here. Okay, so now we have this. So I have a circle of 6 purple, and now I have this circle here with 4 pink and 1 purple. So do you see how this string here is going out away from our beads and this one's going to our beads? This means that this string has to go inside of this purple bead here. So I'm going to take that and do just that. This string here is the red one, so I'll pass through there and pull that through. So now I have this. So this string is the string I'm going to be picking up beads with. I'm going to pick up 2 teal beads, okay, and 1 purple. Now when I first started out, I had 6, I can't find the hole in this for nothing. There it is. When I first started out, I had 6 beads, okay, and then I went to 5. So there's 6, and then here's 5. Now I'm going to do 5 again. Okay, so our center of our bead is where the 6 purple are at. So now I have this. Okay, this one's going nowhere. This is my pickup string, and this one here is pointing towards the beads. I have to take this string and go for that purple bead. And the color of this one is black. So I'm going to go ahead and pass through that bead there. Okay, now with this string, this one, I'm going to pick up 3 beads because I'm Xing out of 2 beads, and the color I have to pick up is pink. 1, 2, and 3. Crisscross through this bead. Now I have this. Okay, this one's going nowhere, this one's pointing at this bead here, so I have to take my string and go through that one. And the color of this string is red, so I'm going to pass through there. Okay, now with this string, I just did the pink here, and I have to do teal again. And I'm going to make that 2 teal beads. 1, 2. Okay, I'll go ahead and slide those down. So right now I have 4 beads that my string's going through, and I need to have 5. So my pickup cross through bead is going to be the pink one now. Just like that. Bring it on down. Okay. Now I have this. This one's going nowhere. This one's pointing at that bead. I have to pass through there. And this one's black. Pass through that bead. Okay, now take this string. We just did teal, and now I'm going to do pink. I'm going to do 3 pink because I'm Xing out of 2 beads and I need 5. So 1, 2, 3, and cross through. Okay, bring this down, pull it snug. I now have this. This one's going nowhere, that's our pickup string, and this one's pointing at that bead there, so I have to go through there. But here's the thing, I'm now at the close, so I have to go through this bead and through this bead. I'm going to turn this because I'm right-handed, and I'm going to go through both of them at the same time. Okay. Through there and through there. Just like that. Pull this through. I now have this. Okay. Now I'm going to pick up 2 teal, and I'm going to crisscross through the second bead. So there we go. I now have the end of our bead done. Alright, so right here is where it gets a little confusing to me. I can remember this part here, but the next row is a little confusing on how to do that. So I've been doing 6 beads in the middle here and then all the way around, that's 5, and now I'm going to do 6 beads in a circle for 3 rows, and then I'm going to decrease and do 5 and then the circle of 6 to complete the bead. So here I am. This string has to go through that pink bead. I'm going to go ahead and do that, and this string is red. Okay, so through there. Now I'm coming through 2 beads, and I'm going to have to do a circle of 6, so I have to pick up 4 beads. So I'm going to pick up a pink, a teal, and 2 pink beads. Crisscross to the 4th and bring this down. Okay, there we go. I have to take this string and pass through these 2 beads. So then, when I do that, both of our strings will be coming through 3 beads, so that means I have to pick up 3 more to make a circle of 6. Okay, so I'm going to be picking up, I think it's pink, teal, pink. Yeah, let's try that. Pink, teal, and pink. Cross through this bead. Okay, so that's what I have now. Just picked up those 3. Bring those down, pull this snug. Okay, looks good. Coming out this bead, I have to take my string and go through these 2. And the color of this string is red. Okay, so I'll go through both of them at one time. And then pull this tight. I like to put my fingers here and go like that, pull it tight. Okay, and now I'm going to pick up teal and 2 pink with my black string, which is this one here. Okay, this one's leading to nowhere, and this one, actually this one's now leading to nowhere, but I did just go through those 2. So I have to pick up teal, pink, pink. And cross through the 3rd bead. Just like that. Okay, I'm right here. This one's leading down. I have to go through these 2. That one's going nowhere. That's our pickup string. So this one's black. I'm going to pass through. I have to make sure I don't get twisted around those strings there. Pass through just like that. Okay. Pull this through. Pull all these beads snug. Alright, and that's what we have so far. Now I'm going to pick up a pink, a teal, and a pink. Crisscross to the 3rd bead. So I want to show you, if you go around and look, this marks the hole. This is the end of our bead. You can now see a circle of 6, 6, 6, and 6. Okay, this is our third row. Now I have to take this string and go through these 2 beads. So again, both of my strings will then be Xing out of 3 beads. That means I have to pick up 2 beads. Passing through there, pull that through, pull this tight, pull this side tight. I'm right here. Okay, now I have to pick up a teal and 2 pink. And crisscross. Bring this down. I'll show you. Right there's what I just brought down. Okay, turning this. I'm actually now at the close, so I've just done 5 circles. So I'm going to be doing the 6th one now. Okay, so this string here is going nowhere. That's our pickup string. This one here has to go through this bead, and that bead. We're going through 3. I'll go through that one there too. Okay, so now both of our strings are coming through 4 beads. These 2 pink, that teal, and that pink. 4 beads, and this is the bottom. Okay, so now I have to pick up 2 beads. So before I do that, I want to make sure this is all tight. Okay, now this side here has a teal bead, and this one has a pink on the top. So that means I'm going to take this string here and pick up a teal, or pink, I mean, and then a teal, and then I'm going to crisscross the teal. And I'm going to show you from above what this looks like. Okay, so bringing this down, pulling this tight. Do you see how I have groups of 2? 2 teal, 2 pink, 2 teal, 2 pink, 2 teal, 2 pink. That's what you want it to look like, okay? Now I have to take this string here and go through that teal bead. Okay, and the reason how I know which one to go through is because if you let go of the strings, you just hold on to the bead. This one's pointing down. That means that's to go through that bead. That one's pointing up to nowhere. That's our pickup string. We pick up beads with that one. So I'm going to go through this bead now, just like that. Pull it through. Now I need to see which one of our strings is longer. And my black string is longer, so you want to use the longer string, because if you don't swap and use the longer one as you go, you will run out of string on one side. So my black one's longer. I'm going to be doing this one, and I need to pick up, I think it's a pink, 2 teals, and a pink, because I'm coming through 2 beads, so I have to pick up 4. So one of those, 2 teal, and a pink, and I'm going to cross through the pink. Bring that down. So I'm now in the middle of our beaded bead. Okay, this one's leading up to nowhere, this one's leading down here. I have to go through these 2 pink, and I will be coming out of 3 beads, so that means I have to pick up 3 more, because I'm still doing rows of 6. Pull this through, pull this tight, pull this side tight. Okay, see that there? I'm coming out of 3 pink. So with this string, the one that's by the teal, this one is red, I'm going to pick up 3 pink. And then I will crisscross my ends to the 3rd bead. Bring this through, pass through here, bring it down, pull it tight. I now have this, So this string here is pointing down. I have to go through those two. And then again, I will be coming out of 3 beads, so that means I have to pick up 3. Okay. There I am again. Pull it tight. It loosens up. With this string, I'm going to pick up 2 teals and a pink, and I'll cross with the pink. And there we go. Okay, again, this one's pointing down. That means I have to go through these 2 pink beads. Pull through here. Again, pull this tight. 3 pink. That's what I'm going through, and now I have to pick up 3 pink again to complete my circle of pink beads. Crisscross through this bead. So see that? If you look back, here I am, I started with a teal on top, teal on the bottom, pink in the middle. There's a circle of pink, teal on top, teal on the bottom, pink in the middle. And then here's a circle of pink again. So now I have to take this string, go through these 2 beads, and then I'll be picking up 2 teal and a pink, and I'll cross to the 3rd bead. Just like that. Pull it tight. Again, with the top string, this one here, it's black. I'm picking up 2 teal and a pink. And cross to the 3rd bead. Here I am. Okay, I'm now at the close again. So this means I have to take this string and go through these 3 beads. There's 1. Two and 3. Pass through there. I'm going to pull this tight. And I have to close with 2 pink because I'm coming out of 4 pink. So I'm just going to grab my strings. Right now my strings are even. Pick up 2 beads. I think they are. I'll check again. Bring that bead down. And there we go. We just finished the middle of our bead. We're now going to the other side. So this is dead center of our bead. Now I have to take this string, the one that's pointing down, and go through that 1 teal bead. We're still going to continue the circles of 6 beads. This is our last row we're going to do that in. And then after this row, we'll do circles of 5. So before I go any further, I need to make sure I pull that tight. Now what I like to do is I like to look back at what I've already done to see what I have to do next. So this spot right here, if this is the center of the bead, this spot right here, I'm going to look back at this spot because this is basically the same. Coming out this pink bead, what do I pick up? I pick up 1, 2 pinks, a teal, and a pink. So I'm going to pick that up here, and then it's going to, this side is going to match this side because this is the center of my bead. I hope this makes sense. So this one here, pick up 2 pink, a teal, and a pink. You'll see what I mean once I pick these beads up. Okay, so picking up 4. We'll come out 2, pick up 4. Cross through. Okay, now this what we just did here is starting to mirror this. Splitting this down the center, this side is now mirroring this side. Now I have to take this string, oops, that's pointing down. See, it's pointing down, and go through these two beads, the teal and this pink. And this one is black. Okay. Through those two beads, the teal, pink. Coming out here, I'm going to pull this tight. And again, I can also look back at what I've already done to see what I have to do next. So I have to pick up a teal and two pink, and I'm going to cross through the pink. And I'm going to be using this string to pick up, because this one I just used to go through those beads. And I'm using the red to pick up beads. Cross through. Okay. So see how we just mirrored that side with this side? Now I'm going to take this string and pass through these two beads. Okay, now I'm going to take this string and I'm going to pick up 3 beads. I'm going to pick up a pink, a teal, and a pink. Oops, dropped it. Cross through this bead, bring it down. So again, this side here is going to be mirroring this side. Taking this string, pass through these two. Careful that you don't get twisted around the strings that are already there. That happens sometimes. Okay, pull both tight. And now with this string, I'm going to pick up a teal and 2 pink. Crisscross. This is what I've done so far. Take this string pointing down and go through these two. This one's red. Okay, coming through these 3 beads. Make sure you stop and pull everything tight. Okay. Now I'm going to take my top string here and I'm going to pick up a pink, a teal, and a pink. And this one's black, by the way. And crisscross through the 3rd bead. Bring it down. Just like that. Turning this here. I'm now at the close because I have these 3 beads here that I have to pass through. Okay, so take this string, pass through this teal, through the pink, and then through this pink. Okay, just like that. Now I have to pick up 2 more beads because I have 4 here. So looking at the top, I can see, just like earlier, I'm going to have a teal on this side and a pink on this side. So which string's longer? The red one's longer. So take the red one. It's by the teal bead. That means I have to pick up another teal and then my pink And I'm just realized, guys, that for this larger beaded bead here, I was actually supposed to do 8 feet of string, and I did 4. So I will have to take this apart once I get the base of it done and remake this in 8 feet. So that stinks, but whatever. It happens. Okay, I'm coming out the pink bead. But yeah, the little bead, I'm going to go through this one. See, coming through here, that bead. This little bead takes 5 feet of string, but to do this with 6mm, you need 8 feet. So if you do plan on making ornaments, there you go, that's how much you'll need. So now I am here. So we just did, looking back, we have a circle of 6, and then we did 6 circles of 5, 6 circles of 6 all the way around, 6 circles of 6 all the way around, 6 circles of 6, and now we are going to decrease. So now we're going to do 6 circles of 5, and then at the very end we'll be closing it up with the purple on the end down here. Okay, so let's see, down here, which one's longer? Red's longer. I'm taking the red. I'm going to pick up, I can look down here and see what I have to do. So I'm coming out pink on each bead, each side there. So right here is where I would be looking down here. So I have to pick up a pink, a purple, and a pink. Okay, this one's longer, so I'm going to do just that. And cross through my third bead. Okay, see that? This side's now mirroring this side. I'm going to take this string, and I have to pass through these 2 teal beads, and the string I'm using is the red one. So through there. Okay, pull this tight. Now I'm coming through 3, so right here I'm coming out the pink. I have to pick up a purple and a pink. The string I'm going to pick up beads with is this one, the black one. Purple and pink. Crisscross through the bead. Okay, here I am, pull this tight. Right there. I have to take this string and go through these 2 pink. And by the way, I'm going to show you something. I'll pass through these 2. The end here, the hole is purple, right? But around the purple, all the beads that are touching the purple are pink. Okay, so you're not going to be picking up any more teal in the end right here to finish this closed. So this one is going to stay there. I'm going to take this string, this one here, this one is red, and I'm going to pick up a purple and a pink and cross through the pink. Pull that tight. Now this string has to go through these 2 teal. Okay, I'm going to take this string on the top, pick up a purple, and then a pink, and cross through that. Pull that tight. Now this string, the one that's on the bottom, has to go through these 2 pink. Now this string has to pick up a purple and then a pink. Cross through it. Now I have this. I'm going to take this string here on the top. First, you know what, I think I'll reposition this one. I'm going to take this one and go through this 1 teal bead. Okay? Like that. Then I'm going to go to the string that's on the top and pick up 1 purple bead. Okay, I'm coming out the pink, so I'll slide that down. Okay, now I'm going to take this, coming out this pink, pick that bead up. I'm gonna squash it like this so I could pass through these two purple at the same time. Okay, and I'm going to close the top up here with this one string. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I tried taking both strings up here, and when you're using the 3mm rondelles, it is too tight and it's impossible to get back down. So I'm just going to go around with one string and close this up. Now with the 6mm, I could do both on the top, but I just couldn't with the other one. Okay, so right here, I think I have that gap. I haven't passed through there yet. So let's see, I'll go through here. Okay, and did I go through that side? I did. So I completely went all the way around. So my other string is Xing out this teal bead, so I have to take this one and go through these two. Okay. Now I went around like this, and now they're both coming out of the same bead. So I'm going to pull this tight, and there we go. We now have the base of our bead. This is what it should look like, and we are now ready to fill in the holes. Now, okay, so I have this bead here that my strings are Xing out of. This string is going to have to go this direction, and this one's going to have to go this direction, and I'm going to put a bead on each one and fill the hole. But first I have to make sure that my strings are the same length, and if they're not, I then take the longer one, which mine is red, and I need to pull this tight before I go further. Okay, so I got the longer string, mine's red, and I'm gonna have to work with this one more. It's like a few inches longer than the other one. I need to keep my strings around the same length so I don't run out of string on one side. So this is gonna have to go in this direction. Okay, so that means I have to pick up a teal bead. So I'm going to turn it this way, pick up a teal bead, I'm going to slide it down. Okay, I'm coming out of here, I have to go in this direction. Now here's the part where you might need the tweezers or the bead awl. So I'm going to pull my string through, and this bead is going to pop into that hole. Okay, so see that there? So this is the front of the bead, or you can see the center diamond there. We're gonna have these lines like that filled in. Okay, so now I'm over on this side, and I'm going to take purple, that's my next color, and it's gonna go here. So slide that bead down. Okay, then I'm gonna take this string, same string, and go through this bead here. Now sometimes you can't get through, so I'll have to pinch it like this so that the bead pops out, so you could pass through. Also, sometimes you'll have to use your tweezers to get through. Okay, so now I'm putting that bead into place, pulling that tight. Okay, now I'm here. I have to use a teal bead. Coming out this pink, I'm going to go in through this teal. Pull this tight, and now I have to put a teal here. I'm gonna go through this teal. Okay, so now you can kind of see our teal diamond taking shape. I have to put another teal here, so I'm gonna pick that bead up. Okay, my string's coming out of this one. I'm gonna go through here. Turn it. I now have to pick up a purple one, and I'm going to pass through this pink bead, pull that through. Now the round beads do slide down better, but with the rondelles I realized that I always had to slide them down my string and then go through the bead. Okay, so now there's going to be a teal here. Pull that tight. I'm now going to get my other string and see which one's longer. black one's longer, so I'm going to swap to that now. Okay, I can see that I have to have a teal bead right there, so I'm going to pick that up. I'm coming out this side, so I have to go up this side. Now I'm going to do another teal. Coming out this bead here, I have to go through the pink, so I'm going to go in this direction. Be careful that you don't go under a string. There's a string that's there right now, and if I were to go under it, it would not look nice. I would have to undo it. Okay, so I'll pull that tight. There we go. I'm now down here. I have to pick up a purple bead. Coming out this pink, I'm going to go in this pink, but I have to go through this side. Okay, pull that tight. And then I'm going to go to this string here, because I just did, if you look from this side, I just did that one, and I have to put another bead here, and it would be silly of me to go this direction and then go down here. So I'm going to put one here because I actually need to step up. So me stepping up is coming to this side, doing that one, and then both of my strings are going to step up to the next row. Okay, so I'm picking up another teal, and then I'm going to pass through this teal. Okay, so now I have this. So if you look from the end here, you can see that I have this triangle of purple and then my triangle of teal. So now both of my strings are Xing out of these beads, and I have to pull this tight. Okay, now this time it's going to be a little bit different. I'm going to pick up a teal bead and I'm going to crisscross through this one. Okay, and then when I bring it down, it's going to sit in that hole. Now I have to step up, and to do that I have to take this string and go through this teal bead. This one's red. Okay, and then I'm going to take my other string and go through the pink. Now this time we're going to be picking up beads still and filling in the holes, but we're also going to go through the ones that we just added. So we're going to go back through those beads that we just added in those holes. So now I just pulled it tight, and you want to separate your strings. They're going to want to crisscross into an X right here. You don't want them to do that. See right here, my camera's a little blurry. This one needs to go that way, and this one needs to go this way. See that? You don't want them to cross, okay? So I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this string, and I'm going to pick up a teal. Coming out of this bead, I'm going to go through this one, and I'm going to have to squish this a little bit to get it to work. Okay, there we go. So now we're starting to make the X. I'm going to turn this, and I have to go through this bead here. Now see how this bead's falling through the hole? This is where I come in with the tweezers or the awl, and I just lift that bead up. See, and I hold my awl like this, and I go through the bead. Okay, those are great help. Okay, and then I have to weave into the pink bead, this one here. Okay, and now I can add another bead, but I'm going to stop and see which one of my strings is longer. Okay, my black one's like 2 inches longer, so I'm going to come over to this side and work on this side a little bit. Okay, so I just flip this over. My strings come out going this direction. This is my center hole here, and it's a pink circle. That means I have to do the purple color now. And then I have to go through this pink here. Okay, pop that bead into place. And now I have to weave through here some, so I'm going to go through out of this pink. I have to go through this teal, and then through this teal. Okay, and I have to pick up another teal because this is the middle of our X. I have to turn this around so I can go through this side. Okay, pull that tight. I have to continue weaving, so I'm going to go through this teal here. and then through this pink. Pull this tight, and now I'm going to pick up my purple bead, and I have to go through this one. Okay, I have to continue weaving again back up to the hole. So coming out of this pink, I have to go through this teal, and then through this one. Okay, and I can see here that I have 2 holes left, but this bead, I've only passed it one time and it's sinking in, so I have to grab that and I have to figure out which one I need to do that with. Let's see, I want to take the longer one. Always take the longer one so I don't run out. So the red one's longer. I'm going to go to the red one. I'm going to pick up this purple, fill in this hole, okay, then I have to pass through this one that was sinking inside, and then through this one here. I'm trying to get both of my strings to meet right now. Okay, now they meet in the middle. So take both of them and pull them tight. Just like that. I'm going to pick up a teal. We're going to crisscross through this bead. Bring that down. And there we go. We just made an X. Now I have to step back up. So this string has to go through that bead. This one has to go through that bead. Okay, there's the red one, and now the black one. So again, just like we did last time, we're going to be picking up more beads and filling in the holes, but we're also going to go through the ones that we just added in that row. We're weaving back through them. So pulling this tight, again, split my strings so they are not twisted. Okay, so it's supposed to be like this. I'm going to put a bead in here. It's going to be a teal one. I have to take my string and pass through this pink bead. Okay, now I have to go through this purple one that we added earlier. And then back up this pink. There we go. Okay, you can see our diamond taking shape. I'm going to stop and check and see if my strings are similar. Black one's just a little bit longer, so I'll just continue on with this one here and I'll go back to the other one. Okay, next color is going to be teal. I have to go through this bead right here. Pull that through. Okay, this bead here is sinking inside, so I'm just going to lift it out so I could pass through that. Now when you pass through it twice, the bead that sinks inside, when you pass through it twice, it is no longer sinks inside, okay? It's just that you need 2 threads going through it to fix that problem. Okay, now I'm weaving back up through this hole, pulling this tight. I'm going to stop again, check, see which one's longer. My black is a lot longer now, so I'm going to go to the black string, and I have to put another teal bead here. So I'm going to do that. Okay. Pop that in place. Now I have to go through this purple that's in the very middle of our bead, and then through this pink. Okay, and now I have to pick up another teal. Then I'm going to go through this one. Pull that tight. Now I have to weave for this center bead and then back through this teal. Okay, let's see. I have 2 more left to fill in this hole, and I need to see which one's longer. My red's longer, so I'm going to go to that. I have to pick up teal. Okay, coming out here, I'm going to go through this pink one. So I have to go in this direction. and then through the purple, and through this pink. Okay, pull both of these strings tight, and now I'm going to pick up a bead that I have to cross through because this is the last hole in this row. So I'm going to pick up a teal and cross through this one, bring this down. I have to take this string, go through that bead, this string, go through that bead, and we're going to our very last row. Okay, now pull both strings tight, and again you have to separate them and make sure that they're going on the right side, so you don't want them to twist. Okay, mine are twisting. Alright, there we go. Okay, now I do need to see which one's longer, so check that. My black one's longer, but not by much. Okay. So here I am. Now I'm doing the points of our diamond. See right here? This will be the center of the pink one. There's another point. So I'm going to go ahead, pick up a teal, and pass through this bead. There's one finished teal diamond. Then I have to weave through the ones that I added earlier, the ones that sink in inside the bead, through there, and then through this pink one. And now I'm going to do a purple and go through this pink one, and then through the teal, down through the next teal, okay, and then I'm going to pick up a teal again and go down through this one, and then through this one, weaving back up to the next hole. Okay, I'm going to stop and go to the other string now. Let's see. My red one's a lot longer, so I'm probably going to do all the rest with my red one. So this has to be a purple bead because we're inside of this pink circle. So I'm going to go through here. And then I have to weave through what I did earlier. And I do have to pinch this sometimes in order to get it to pass. With these bigger beads, I really don't have to use the tweezers as much, but with the smaller ones, I had to use them a lot for the tying the knot part of this. Okay, so here's my teal, last teal bead. It's going in right here. And then this bead. And then down to the pink. Now pull both strings tight, and we're going to pick up our last bead, which is the purple. Crisscross. Pull that snug. Okay, and there we go. So we have now completed it. It looks so darn cool. This is what the bottom should look like. You should have a triangle of purple there, triangle of teal. Yep, looks good. Okay, we are now ready to tie our knots. So for tying the knot, I'm coming out the purple bead, and I'm going to take my strings and go straight up this pink bead. Okay, one on this side, one on this side. Now I usually don't do this. I'm actually not following my thread path. I'm making a new thread path. But this here does not distort the bead at all, okay? But normally I don't do stuff like that. I stay with the same thread path. So see, it looks the same. It's not distorting it. So now I'm going to take my strings, separate them, and I'm going to tie my knots in between right here. So I'm going to tie 1, 2, 3, and then with this one I'll tie 1, 2, 3, and then I'll come down this bead here, and I'll come around weaving, and I'll just weave back into the bead some, and then I'll trim my string off. So I take the string and I go like this and I put it through this hole. There's a triangle of string there, okay? And I hold it with my finger, and then I get my tweezers and I come in here and I grab that string. Then I pass through this twice. Okay, I gotta make sure this is tight. Then I pull that knot down. Then I take the string and I go in through the next bead like that, hide the knot, and then I take it again and I put it through this little hole, and again I grab it with my tweezers, make a loop, pass through it twice, bring that down. Okay, and again I pass through the bead. Now if the knot is right in front of the hole, make sure you pull the knot in the opposite direction, because then it slides away from the hole so that you can pass through it. So again, I'll tie another knot here, okay, and then I'll pass down to the pink bead and I'll weave through following my same thread path, and I'll go through maybe 5 or 6 beads, and then I'll trim the string. I'll come over here, tie 1, 2, 3 knots, and I'll do the same exact thing, okay? So that's pretty much it. It's really pretty. I hope you guys enjoy this. This is it. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Please like this video, leave me a comment, subscribe if you want to see more of my videos, and make sure you click the bell button so you get notified when I upload new videos, and like me on Facebook. And don't forget to share pictures of the jewelry you've made from my videos on my Facebook page, and follow me on Pinterest. Thanks for watching.